are in Mexico, for those of you who have not been aware of that. And we're at a resort called Unico for a festival that is just blowing my mind. Girls just want a weekend. 3. This is our first time here, and we just love it, don't we, babe?
It's amazing.
Yeah. Are you going to come over and hang out?
I am, yeah.
Okay, so I went in the vertical. Sorry, everyone. You just have to deal with it, especially my YouTubers. I love you, and I'm sorry that I had to do that. Darling, have you
Yes.
seen my beverage?
Your beverage is over here.
So, I think this has been the quintessential vacation week for us. Don't you think, babe?
It's been, usually we're like adventurous travelers. This has been a vacation. Like, lots of laying in the sun and food and being entertained. So, yes, quintessential.
I mean, there are things that you need to do when you are a working person who has kids that are different than when you're a 20-year-old person with no kids and you're on like a vacation just to go out and see how many things you can do and what you can accomplish. Now, I'm kind of like, when was that massage scheduled? And can I have another beverage in the pool while I listen to some unbelievable music, right?
Yeah. Unbelievable. We've been introduced to what, like 4 or 5 brand new artists that we've not listened to before, and that we're going to be finding them as soon as they're in the southeast of the United States.
So Allison Russell, for instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tonight or today in the pool, Allison Russell just rocked it. I mean, her music was fantastic. Celise, music fantastic as well. And just to be clear, I'm someone who really I like who I like for music, and then I don't really branch out, do I?
No, you tend to like listen to the same album until you kill it dead.
And it's not dead to me, it's just dead to you because you're like, please don't play that album anymore. I will just okay, so I'm gonna take a quick break from talking about the music to just answer Laura's question. The kids are doing great. We've been chatting with them throughout the week. They're having a great week at school.
FaceTime them, and then they're like, "We're having a great time. We're good week at school. We were watching a movie. Can we go back to doing that now, please?" So they are not really missing us at all.
Yeah, they were like actually kind of snuggling with each other, which is very cute. Doesn't happen very often. Right?
Yeah, and we were like, "Oh, you're so snuggly, you're so cute," and they were like, "No, we're not snuggling." But meanwhile, their faces are like smushed together.
Super cute. Okay. So, and our puppy, I mean, could she be any happier?
No, she's at this kind of bougie little like dog resort in our neighborhood, and she has 25 friends to play with every day, and lots of young adults to adore her. So she's doing great.
Yeah, I mean, so Ryder's having a great time. I almost said Canal, just to be clear.
Yeah,
because Canal's so much in our hearts. Like we think about her all the time. I dream about her.
She's right there all the time.
But we also we kind of had this I would call it a joint visualization that if Canal was still here, like Canal would want, and actually we really kind of like not to get too boo boo, like Canal wanted Ryder to join our family.
We really feel like Canal told us to find her because we weren't really looking for a dog, and then Ryder came into our lives, and we just felt compelled to just look just this once, and and we found her, and so we feel like Canal sent her to us. But.
Yes, Jaden, Bark on Park. That is where we sent her. And Jaden, do you live in Jacksonville? Because I mean, I feel like that is
the neighborhood so well.
You're very in tune with what's happening, so definitely gonna hit us up. We're gonna be just it's only once a month that I actually do this scheduled live. So Emily's birthday is this month.
Yep, the 16th.
February 16th, and then on the 17th. There's actually, can I say this?
Yeah, I think so.
So there's a wonderful, I call it a brew pub, like they have bottles and they have
it's not a brew
taps.
pub. A brew pub is a restaurant with taps. So it's a local
bottle shop.
It's a bottle shop. Yeah, it's a like beer centric shop, and it's woman owned by 2 of our friends, like some of the first friends we've made in Jacksonville.
And so they have this bottle shop, and it's called Alewife, and it's in 5 Points.
5 Points, yeah.
So if you are in the area and you want to come celebrate this kid's birthday,
We'll be there. So come say hi.
Actually, on the 17th, though.
17th, though.
February 17th
In
is
the evening. I think it's at 6:00 or something like that. It's
yeah,
an evening.
it's like a queer women's night.
So step one is to go to Alewife's social media page and follow them because they post all their events. And this is not my birthday party. It's an event they had scheduled anyway that happened to be the same week. And we were like, this is perfect. We just want an excuse to go out and have fun. So we'll be there on the 17th for that Queer Women's Night at Alewife. So go follow them, check them out. They're an awesome local company.
And actually, so it turns out that Jaden is just actually in tune with what Father Nazism has been doing. Which actually, Scylla and Asa did turn us on to this place, and we love it. So that's great. Okay, so back to this music. Yes. I mean, like, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of like going in on me for a minute because I honestly felt like this was a really like almost spiritual experience. Allison Russell is such a strong performer on stage, and she is so vulnerable with sharing her journey and like what has happened to her in her life. Yep. And I thought like the phrase like what doesn't kill you gives you more empathy. Was really profound. And then also she did recognize in the same moment that there are some people who haven't survived that.
That's true. Yeah.
And then lastly, like when you are on the margins in whatever sense that is, and it gives you more empathy, you can use it to influence the empathy impaired. I was like blown away. I was in the pool and I drank and I was just like, I was crying.
Behind your sunglasses.
Yes.
I was hiding under my hat, tears streaming into the pool. She was amazing.
So I really have, for most of my life, relied on artists that I already love to introduce me to other artists that I also love. So, for obvious reasons, the pandemic has been... There's not been a lot of new music coming into my life. And this weekend has just... this week, I guess, has blown me away. Yeah. And Emily is very tan. Emily gets tan really easy. I usually go like red and then back to white. It's something I'm working on now that we live in Florida.
Yeah, so we've gotten some good vitamin D this week. We're doing really good.
I just, I have to say that being here and talking to all of the folks here, because there've been it's a diverse group of people here, and it has made me really thankful. And it's made me really thankful to have the platform where I get to share my heart with you all, and that you can hopefully message me and feel like I'm seeing that and hearing that, because it is important. Like, you're important, your journey is important, and I'm so glad to be able to share our journey with you.
I mean, Crystal uses this platform to talk about her story and our family. Love to hear about that. We've gotten some really amazing messages from folks.
Yes, Kathleen, I see you there with your drink. Yeah, I mean, like I have been drinking. We've been drinking. I'm still drinking. Actually, my drink's over here.
We're also very relaxed right now. But I think it's important that we have more visibility and representation on platforms, and if that makes someone feel more comfortable sharing their story, they should share it with us, and we'll hold that sacred. We're not going to share it. We're not going to relay it with the larger audience unless you ask us to. So yes, please do that. We had a question about what part of Mexico are we in. So we, this area.
Hold on just a second. Yes. It sounds like the sound was gone.
Oh.
Is it back yet? We're going to wait for someone to say it's back before we keep going. Thank you,
We're both so
Nikki.
Cool. Thank you, Nikki.
I've never really been
Can you
considered
guys
a
give us
cool
a thumbs
kid.
up that it's back?
Okay, yep, we got us
Okay, good.
back from
Okay,
Jessica.
cool. So this part of Mexico is the Riviera Maya. We flew into Cancun, and we're in like Resort Central right now. This is all just resorts. We spent the first couple of nights in a little town that has some like historical context for
Puerto
this area,
Morelos, we
which
love
we
it.
love. But now we're at a music festival at a resort right now. So
Yeah, and I'll be making like you guys are gonna. I'm hoping to set aside some time to make some longer videos, so you're gonna see um this whole house project that's been partly happening before we left and partly happening as we're gone, which is
very exciting.
very exciting. And also, we'll get to see kind of the local flair that we love in Puerto Morelos.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also get to see some of the music fest that's just fantastic. And yes, Louisa, it's about 80 degrees.
Yep. Yep, 80.
The first night, like to be fair though, the first day I was here, we were here, it was like what, 73 or something? And I was like wearing a sweatshirt because I was like, it's kind of cold. Like we live in Florida now. 73 is not
We
warm.
actually packed long sleeves because we knew we were going to concerts at night and we weren't sure what the temperature would be. But luckily, since we checked in here, it's been 82.
Yeah.
Consistently.
This whole area is amazing. And the thing is, tourism is so much of the lifeblood here that honestly, like it's hard for us to travel sometimes to resorts because we've always felt like, oh, we didn't know if we should go to a resort. But
like, is it a good way of supporting the local community? Sometimes it feels like maybe it's not. But we spent over a month in this area, like living in a little apartment last year. And we have a close friend who works at a resort locally.
Right.
And I feel like we've learned from those interactions that, the resorts are actually a really great resource for job opportunities for the local folks. And one thing Alison Russell said during her set today was, you can have nice things if you're mindful about it. And so if you're coming to a resort in this area, I would encourage you to do some research about it, see what kinds of activities they have, and if they're conscientious of the local ecosystem. The second largest barrier reef in the world is here. So like, are they, do they have conservation efforts around that? Or do they take you out snorkeling so you learn about the wildlife? And also make sure that even if you're at an all-inclusive, to bring small bills for tipping, because the folks here, like, they do make a living wage, but they work really hard to give you an awesome vacation. Leave them 20, 50 pesos, every couple drinks, every couple meals, whatever. That is
every meal, 100 pesos.
It makes
easy. It's like a no-brainer for us.
For us. It's not.
But
It's very little money.
Just making sure we show up for the people here.
But my point being is that, for us, it's like 20 pesos is about $1, which it's not very much money to us. But, throughout the course of the day, if a server gets, several tips of that amount, it really adds up for them. It gives them a good day at work. And so, being conscientious about where you're staying and how you're treating the folks who are working here.
Right. So I'm going to respond to Gillian real quick. So Gillian, I am a scuba diver. Emily is not. She's a snorkeler. And I have not scuba dived this trip, mainly because we were so focused on the music. And unfortunately, the snorkeling has been off the table because it's been red flag every day.
Mm-hmm.
So the beach has been very rough.
But you have some great GoPro footage from last year.
I hope I still have it.
I think we still have it. And we've been thinking about doing a throwback video from last year. Amazing snorkeling last year this time.
Yeah, there have been some requests for some of like the travel kind of throwback travel videos. And I would love to make those. But I do think Akumal is fantastic snorkeling, mainly because they have the turtle sanctuary there. But also Puerto Morelos, I had great snorkeling there because there's a place where like kind of like how the underground rivers. I may or may not know this, but in the Yucatan, the cenotes are actually kind of like cave systems that are underground rivers that kind of like the sinkhole falls in and then it's open to the air so you can get to it. Right. But you can also go and like scuba dive in the cenote, which I have not. So
there's amazing marine life in the cenotes, and the water is very clear.
No, it's true. Like great fish.
Yeah. So we
clear water. But what I'm trying to say is, in Puerto Morelos, I found this one spot not too far from shore, like within 50 feet of shore, and there was like what do you call it, like a vent or like a place where the fresh water was coming out, and there was a huge concentration of marine life there. There was a grouper that was probably over 3.5 feet. It was huge.
Yeah. Sorry, I was trying to read this comment. Yeah, so there's some folks in parts of the world that are locked down right now. They're not
Yeah.
really, it's not really safe, or they don't feel safe traveling, and that makes sense. So we got a question: do we come here every year? No.
Yes, now we
Well,
do.
now we do, but traditionally, no. We usually don't try to repeat trips. But last year we ended up in this area, needing a break and some sunshine, and we actually kind of followed cues from a really good friend of ours who had decided to do some time in Playa del Carmen, and we like planned a similar kind of break along those lines, and then we found out about this event coming here, so now we're back this year.
I mean, I have been a Brandy fan forever. So if those of if any of you for some reason don't know about Brandy Carlisle, put your hand up. I won't be mad, but definitely go and check her out. She's fantastic.
We would
Probably
never be mad at you for having different music
probably
tastes.
my all time favorite.
Yeah. So
artist.
there was a question: are the highwaymen here? So,
But yeah,
a
you
number
answer
of
that, and
yes.
I'm gonna answer your Barrier Reef question in just a minute.
So, I don't think all the highwaymen are here, but this is a Brandy Carlisle led event. So Brandy's here. Tanya Tucker was here. Sheryl Crow. I'm not sure exactly who sang on
I'm kind
Highwaymen,
of
but
terrible with names, so I don't always remember all the High Women, but they have performed several of their
yes,
songs,
yeah.
including in like kind of an encore with like 10 or
It was
12
like,
different people singing.
yeah.
So a lot of the folks have been singing. So Lily asked me if I should come to the Barrier Reef there, and actually, I learned to scuba dive on the Great Barrier Reef. So it was a fantastic opportunity in my 20s. I was there. I did a live aboard thing in Cairns where I was like in a hostel. I did the pool and like did my training, and then we went out to the Great Barrier Reef
Mm-hmm.
for a couple days and got to dive a whole bunch, like more than the qualifying dives, and I loved it. It was fantastic.
Yeah. There's some cute pictures of you in your Cairns polo shirt. It's like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. You're like, it feels like that was a pivotal moment in your life.
Yeah, it was. It
Yeah.
was. It was really an amazing experience.
Yeah.
I mean, travel has been so impactful to both of our lives, and a lot of you, especially those who live in countries where you're still actively locked down, I'm sure travel is,
Mm-hmm.
maybe something that you really would like to get back to doing. And then there's a lot of people, actually, I think, who travel doesn't really feel like it's accessible, but you watch us and you enjoy our travels vicariously, which I think is great too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
It's been a big part for us. So, like, we individually in our 20s separately traveled a lot. And then we met and realized that we didn't really have a lot of overlap. And so now we're kind of switching off repeats for each of us. So, one of our trips, our honeymoon, we went to Southeast Asia together, which Crystal had already visited parts of it. We went to Hong Kong, Cambodia, and Vietnam, and you'd already been to Cambodia at least. So that was a bit of a repeat for you, but it was also totally fresh and new traveling as a couple.
Right.
We did Costa Rica together, which I had done solo, and so we repeated some of that. And it's actually really like I am actually very pro repeating trips because it's never exactly the same. And as you grow older and you have access to more resources and a different outlook, it's a different trip, and you share it with someone who you haven't shared it with before. So I think that's really special. I encourage people to travel locally, abroad, anything, whatever is within their means and abilities, depending on what stage of life they're in. I encourage you to travel. It gives you fresh perspective and a break from your daily life.
Well, there you go. All right, so I'm hoping that most of you have caught some of our other vacation lives. They've been super fun. Good night, Dawn. Going to bed. I maybe in the UK or somewhere in that area. Definitely bedtime for you all. Um, what else do we want to talk about? I feel like there was a couple other things. Churros.
Churros, yeah, we've eaten a lot of churros this week.
So when our family was in Playa del Carmen last year, we were in love.
What is your cocktail called? That's the question.
This is La Unica. It's a passion fruit and hibiscus cocktail that's made with gin. My gin of choice is Bombay Sapphire. That's what I've been mostly asking for.
can I fit in your suitcase next time? So, Jillian, we would be concerned for your health and safety, and so no. But if you do want to come to a festival like this, the same one we're at, we would love to meet you when you come here.
Yeah, I mean, certainly this festival is not inexpensive, but one of the things I like about it is that there's an option to pay over like several months, so you can do that. But now I need to
really
get
nice.
back to the
I'm sorry.
churros.
Go on to the
Okay.
churros, yes.
So, what was the name of the cat churro place?
Oh my gosh, I've completely forgot. My brain has completely
Okay,
blanked out on
so
that.
when our family was in Playa del Carmen for 5 weeks,
We really need to clarify what you mean by cat churros.
we're gonna get there. All right, so we were there for 5 weeks because we're like, you know what, pandemic schooling, let's do something else. I quit my job. Emily was like working remotely. The kids were doing school online, so we just went to Playa del Carmen, and we had a great time. We got a condo. Halfway through, the other kid's mom came down so that the kids could see everyone.
Her, yeah.
Yes, Carla, I am a little tipsy. Yes, and actually, yesterday on my other live, someone was like, "Get it, have a few more drinks, and then come talk to us." So
we're also just feeling really joyous and relaxed right now. So normally
both.
we're like a little overwhelmed by work and projects and things. So this is also us just feeling relaxed.
Yeah, I mean, let me come back to that in a second. But the kids, when we introduced them to churros, and it was called like churros, like
I'm completely blanking, but I will.
It had this very cute like cat logo, so it was a churros place in Playa del Carmen that we really loved, and the kids were like, every time we would go out to a taco dinner or any sort of dinner, Emily's gonna look it up. They would be like, "Can we get churros?" And you know that's a fun thing to do.
Suerte de churro.
Oh yeah, suerte. Suerte de churro, which literally means luck of the churro.
Yeah, and there's
far
like
as I understand.
kind of like a pink like Hello Kitty style cat logo on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the sign.
So I mean.
So go on. Yeah. So that place is great because when you order it, it takes forever to get your churros because when you order it, they like form the dough and fry it in front of you and then serve it to you, and the cinnamon sugar mix is exceptionally really good. And so you end up waiting kind of a long time for something that feels like it should be readily available, but it's so good.
Yeah, so last night we were waiting for Sheryl Crow to play, and I was like, oh, I need some churros. So I'll put it in the longer form video, which is the person was making the churros. And I actually have never seen them extruded like that before.
Yeah, like with a pump and it forms it into like a hexagonal chew almost.
Right, and then they fried them, and then they put them in the cinnamon sugar, and I was just like, oh, so amazing.
Someone likes a little tipsy crystal.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. So we're having a great vacation. It's been really nice to take a step away from our house projects. We've got a big project happening in our absence, which my dad is babysitting, and we're very appreciative.
Good job, Bruce.
Asa sent us some pictures of the progress so far, and like a kind of an audio diary of like his assessments of their quality of work, which is very good. So we're really happy. Yeah. Yeah. It is our no kids vacation, and we are allowed to be drunk at breakfast if you want. We haven't been drunk at breakfast yet, but we did have mimosas this morning, which is really nice.
But that was with like so what we did this morning. I'm just gonna sorry if anyone feels jealous, but like I'm hoping that you feel relaxed by hearing me say this. We had room service for breakfast this morning, which is a great way to start the day on the patio, and then we got relaxing massages, and then we went to. Like there's a coffee shop that's like it's not just
it's like a European espresso style place.
Right. Yeah. So we got our Americanos with coconut milk, and we got a couple of little pastries. We brought them up to the room and had them with mimosas. So it's coffee and mimosas looking out at the ocean, and we have a kind of a distant view of the ocean, but it's still the ocean is out there and it's fantastic.
So there's a question, have we ever vacationed with Asa and his family? We have not. I mean, I vacationed with Asa a lot growing up as a child. Let me just be clear about that. So I have a lot of experience with vacation Asa. But
but like not adult vacation
Asa. Not with like dual families with our kids. We haven't. I mean, we met up at the beach a couple times when Isaiah was a toddler.
I'm gonna jump in there and say, actually,
I'm talking.
Okay, when Emily's done, I'll go.
Yeah. So we, when I was like in college and law school, I met up with Asa, and this was before. I think once I vacationed when Abby was a baby, like real little. But we have not in recent years, since I've certainly not since our kids were born, done a dual vacation. But we have talked about maybe doing some camping together because
Right.
we share a passion for delicious meals whilst camping.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, Sil and I mean, and you
Yeah.
guys, but mostly Sil and I, to be honest, are going to coordinate on some amazing campfire creations.
Yeah. It's one of our passions in life is to have like amazing meals made over a fire.
But also, like, we did originally come to Jacksonville in April for a vacation to visit family, and they were obviously at home, but they hosted us in like the most open-hearted and like okay, sorry. Yeah, there we are.
Hey,
So
Stella.
yes, we are. We are gonna coordinate on those.
We're gonna
Can't
go
wait
camping.
for
It's
that.
gonna be so fun. Yeah. So when we were here back in the spring, I think they took some days off to kind of just like focus on us, and we had a great time. It was nice.
And then, like, actually, collectively, all four of us had the conversation, like, when, you know, like, if you guys are to move here, like, we can't actually have this be like every night because, like, we can't
sustain
we
this.
love each other's company and we have done some fun date nights, but we cannot be like up drinking until 1 a.m. on regular nights. Like, we all have to work.
Yeah.
We all have to do our thing, but we love each other's company. We've had some great holidays, and we're gonna do more of those things, but it's also just like the season of life where everyone is so busy. Like, I think there's a pandemic bounce back from like we were all locked down and no one could leave their home, and now more and more people are leaving their home.
We're doing everything now. But we have plans to do like a day in St. Augustine with them. Hopefully this spring. I think the spring would be a really good timing for that. And then we do a lot of holidays with them, and I do think that it would be fun to plan. Maybe we'll go to a spring or something in Florida.
Oh yeah, someone wants us to come to Ireland.
Oh, we could do that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean,
sure.
no problem.
No problem. Yeah, but I think our next big trips were still kind of we're going to Maine.
Yep.
And then that's mostly a family visit. We're going to do some Pacific Northwest travels this summer, which we're not sure about the details yet, but we're thinking Oregon, Alaska, something like that. And then we have early plans to visit our very dear friend who's living in Tel Aviv. So that's going to be late this year, and we're super excited about that.
So I honestly have just been like, I've told Emily, because I wanted to try to like take something off of her plate, like, we're not going to Tel Aviv, but we are going to Tel Aviv. We are going. But like, the reason I said we're not going is because she's been feeling more anxious in flying, and that's something we've been talking about, than ever before. And I think it's better, rather than like stacking up all these trips she has to get through. We've been talking about focusing on this trip. Yeah. And when she was anxious before we came, what's the podcast again?
Oh, the Liz Moody's Healthier Together podcast,
which we listened to get together as a couple, because I'm not anxious on planes, but she is. So I wanted to kind of understand what she was going through. So we listened to it, and I helped her to visualize arriving in Cancun safely. Yeah. Getting on the beach, soaking your toes in the water, like just kind of continuing to visualize that thing, because rather than, what do they call it, like putting the same ruts in the sand,
right, where you just keep envisioning, like, because what happens when you have anxiety around something is you envision yourself starting to do it, and then you immediately envision it going very badly. And so when it's flying, as an example, you envision yourself like buckling yourself in and getting and taking off, and then the plane crashing.
Yes.
Go to the.
It's fine. Okay.
So what we've been working on together as a couple is teaching me to envision getting on the plane and having a safe, relaxing journey, and then arriving safely. And it's worked really well. So so that's been a big part of it. And like my hope is that when we arrive safely back home, I'll feel a lot better about travel in general.
Come on in, we're making a lot.
Hi, come on in. Hi.
Thank you, sir. What do you like? Right there on the coffee table.
We ordered some snacks. Yes, Crystal is funny when she's tipsy. And hi from how do you say Saco, Maine? Saco? Saco. Hello from Saco, Maine. I have another friend in Saco, Maine, actually. I used to work with them ages ago, so that's super cool. Yes, Massachusetts is beautiful. We always fly into Boston. We visit Crystal's family in that area, and then we drive up to Maine. Oh, hi, Andrea. I see you. I see you in your flying anxiety. Yep, right there with you.
Thank you.
So we're getting a little snack because we have a really big concert tonight to go to. It's the last night. It's going to be kind of epic. So we're getting some snacks on board before we go to that.
Thank you. Come on, baby.
All right. So do you want to come help me sign off?
Bye. Have a good afternoon. Bye, Maria.
Bye. Thank you. So I've been yes, someone said it's amazing you travel with your plane anxiety, and it is amazing. But it's also just that I've been traveling my whole life, and this is a new anxiety. So I'm really trying to work through it because travel is a huge part of who I am and my life experience. And it's really important to me to grow beyond that and start feeling more comfortable with that. And then someone asked where the kids are. So you all know that I was married before, and we have 50-50 custody. So the kids are with their other parent right now. And we're about to eat the snacks. So here you go. I'm giving them to you.
Well, I don't know that you guys want to watch me eat because, that's not necessarily a wonderful thing. But we ordered, I have to say, room service is not something that I will really ever splurge for if I have to pay for it out of my own pocket. But if you ever get a chance to go to an all-inclusive, that is something that should be taken advantage of fully.
So,
Yeah.
Room service is one of life's true pleasures.
I mean, it is really amazing, and we're very grateful for this opportunity. And we love you all. We hope you have a great day. We hope you're staying warm. I know most of you are freezing and dealing with snow, but I'm going to send you off with a little view out to the pool and the beach. So have a great day.
Bye.
All right. Happy sunshine, everyone. You guys take care, and we will see you next time. Look forward to some close-ups of all of our adventures soon.